We are in semi-retirement, and it feels good to say, my friends. I want to talk about the dividends we're pulling, the positions, and the percentages from each one, and just kind of show you how we're doing it. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper. All right. So, yeah, I've been at this high-yield thing a little over a year now, and everything we made from our business pretty much went into these funds over the last year, okay? And so now we're at a point that we're in semi-retirement and we are pulling these dividends to live off of, and I want to go into this for you. I have my notes here, so I may look down from time to time. So this is a great trial run for us because over the next 4 months, our company is shut down. Well, for my wife and I anyway, and we'll not be working. And the next food season, starting in March, my wife and I will have half the locations we had before. The rest of the family will have those other locations. So we are phasing ourselves out of our family business, and this is going to be a great trial run for semi-retirement over the next few months. Now, I know it's only 4 months, and it's not, a lifetime or the next 10, 20 years, but it gives us a feel of what to expect and what to do. So let's start here. SQY is a position we have that has only come from profits from our trading, right? Like I trade all the time, and when I win a trade, those profits go into SQY. Now, the beautiful thing about trading is I can either put it into SQY or live off of them immediately if we need the income, right? So it just depends on our situation. But right now, lately, it's been going into SQY. So those dividends from SQY are what I would consider free. The money never came out of pocket. It only came from profits, okay? So right now, we're pulling 50% of the dividends because it's above my cost basis currently as we speak. 50% goes in the bank. The other 50% of the dividends, I'm starting a position in JEPQ from the free dividends from SQY. So that way, now we'll have dividends from JEPQ in the future and SQY that didn't come out of pocket. It only came from profits from trading. So 50% goes in the bank, 50% Monday goes into, or next Monday when we get paid from SQY, goes into JEPQ. Next, MSTY. Now, I don't have it in my account. My wife has Misty in her account. She bought it, 2 months ago. So this thing is well above her cost basis. So we pulled 100% of the dividends from the Misty payment last week. That went into the bank. We did not reinvest any of it. And that's a beautiful thing about if you average down or buy low, using the chart of the underlying, when it does get above your cost basis, we don't reinvest it. We pull all those dividends 100%. We only reinvest when it's below our cost basis. So we pulled 100% of the MSTY dividends. And I want to tell you about why we're doing some of this here in a bit. Okay. SVOL, that is our largest position. Now, I don't know what the markets or what SVOL is going to look like in a couple of weeks when we get paid. Now, last month, it was below our cost basis when the dividends came out. So we pulled 20% and we put 80% back into SVOL. Now, there's some guys that'll say, you have to do 10% or 15 or, it's only relative to what's important to you and what your needs are. So for us, pulling 20% from SVOL was great. I have a lot of confidence that, after whenever the market will stabilize, the VIX will get crushed, and this thing will get back above our cost basis. So I got no problems pulling 20% from SVOL. Next, YMAG pulled 100%. Above our cost basis last week, and it looks like it's still going to be above our cost basis this coming week. So we're able to pull 100% of the YMAG dividends. Now, before I get to the rest of it, I want to talk to you about this. We don't need all the dividends we're pulling right now. They're going into the bank. Now, why would I do that rather than putting it in like another stock or ETF or something like that besides the SQI dividends? Because this provides us with a buffer. Because when the markets, not if, when the markets go through a prolonged down period, okay, we won't be able to pull this allotment because it'll be below our cost basis, right, on most of these funds. So now, when it's above our cost basis, we're just taking all the money, all the dividends, stuffing it into a bank. And I don't want to put it into a stock or ETF because when the market goes down, that will go down with it, right? So for us, it's important that we build a cash pile while the market continues to go up, so we have that safety net and we can keep pulling from that cash pile that we are saving up, because the market is going higher and most things are above our cost basis. Next, NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is below my cost basis, not by a ton, maybe $1-ish below our cost basis, right? So we're pulling 20% of the NVIDIA dividends and putting 80% back in. And that's how we're working NVIDIA. And I feel confident in that because we've received so many dividends over the past year from NVIDIA that it doesn't hurt us. Like currently, like last week, we're up 8 times the amount. We've collected 8 times the amount of dividends that we've lost in share price. Now we're back down to like 7 times the amount we've made in dividends versus our loss in share price. So I have no problem pulling 20% of NVIDIA and putting 80% back in. Now, AMZ's a little different because it gets above our cost basis, it gets below. So depending where it's at, say Friday, when we get paid from AMZ. Currently, as it stands right now, AMZ is still above our cost basis. If it is, we will pull 100%. No problem. And we'll put that in the bank and give us more buffer room when the market drops. If not, we'll probably pull only 10% and put 90% back in to get that average cost lower on AMZ, because AMZ is notorious, for us anyway, of flirting with this $19-20 level, right? It goes up, it comes down, up and down. So there's been many times that AMZ has been above our cost basis over the past year. Now, we also make revenue from trading. And then when the markets go through a long drawdown period, I'll be shorting the market, right? So I will have revenue coming in from that as well. So that will also help offset pulling as many dividends as we need. So right now, first month in on our trial semi-retirement, it's been great. Now, obviously, that's been helped by the market going up and most things above our cost basis. And the trading, my trading has gone really well as well. So that has also helped. Yeah, the high yield funds have been great. Like, they've done their job, and now we're focusing, like you see with the SQY, of buying what I would consider safer funds like JEPQ. And we may, if we get a bigger dip, we may go into something like FEPI or something like that. No round hill yet for our long-term plan. I like it for trading more so than I do for holding it, because I make more from the funds like SQY, YMAG, NVIDIA, AMZ. I make more than if I was to hold round hill, and I got nothing but time, right? I can wait for a major correction or dip in the market to get involved in those. Hope you like the content. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.